Coach.
Deion Kane's back with the team in full force.
Yeah, I mean, he's as far as all we're doing is working out, and training and skills and drills, so he's participating in all those things. And like I said the other day, as long as he continues to do what he's been doing, when we start back practice, he'll be with us. But he's still got to go all through the summer. So hopefully he'll continue to make the right decision.
You'll have two receivers. You'll have two receivers back, or you didn't have down the stretch Williams and Kane. I mean, it just doesn't get better than the group you're now going to have once again through Deshaun.
Yeah, well, it's a great group. I mean, that's what we've been building and recruiting to. I think competitive depth is what we want at every position. So for a lot of reasons. One is it makes everybody better, and we all know it's a tough game and things happen, and you don't want to have to sit there and hold your breath, and you want to be able to have strength in numbers. And I think that we have good competitive depth at every position, and even defensively, we're going to be a little younger in some spots, but the competitive depth is much better than it was last year. Last year we had depth, but it wasn't competitive. And just simply because of such a gap in experience. So I like that part of this team, and we certainly got it at receiver.
Been to a few of these things now, and coming off the season that you just had, fans taking it a little easier on you, or are you still getting some kind of critiques from fans of these things?
Nobody ever happy till you win them all. So we came up a little short. But our fans are great, and they've always been great. Even when I was here with 6 wins, our fans have always been supportive, and expectations have always been high here. It's always a little more fun when you win more than you lose. That's for sure. But we've been very fortunate to have some good seasons and build some stability and some consistency, and I think our fans appreciate that. That's for sure.
Going off of that, you see just more excitement from the fans just because of the season, playing in the national championship, having the success, and knowing that this program is that close to maybe one day winning it all.
Well, I think maybe just a little more validation as far as where we are as a program. Maybe from years past, just because again we all had an experience last year. Our fans, our players, the coaches that nobody's ever had. Nobody's ever won 14 games at Clemson, and certainly to be back in the national championship hunt for the first time in a long time. I think that was great for everybody, and it's definitely fueled our fan base, especially when some of the guys that are coming back, and you saw the performance last year, and it's just natural instinct to go, wow, okay, well, he did good last year, surely he's going to do good this year. But that's not always the case. That's why as coaches we always talk about starting over, and you got to go prove it and earn it all over again.
Always been a big name, but after this last year, it's kind of like you're one of the biggest names in college football now. Are you comfortable with that attention? Is that something that you can just turn into momentum for the program and notoriety?
I don't really look at it that way. I mean, I just, it's not about me. I mean, it's about our program. It's about as our program has success, the light gets brighter for everybody. Not just me, but I don't really seek that. That's just kind of a consequence, if you will, of having a successful program. But I just try to stay focused on the things that matter, and stay dialed in on what we're trying to do, how we're trying to get there as a program. But I don't really get distracted by that stuff. I really don't. But I'm just getting older. That's really the biggest thing. As you get older, the other guys move on. It's just like anything. It's like being a freshman. Eventually, you become a senior, and I feel comfortable where we are at Clemson, personally and professionally, and look forward to many years to come.
You talked earlier this week about the satellite camps and how you're not going to do it. What are your greatest concerns with those camps?
Well, again, first of all, to each his own. I'm not here to tell other people how to run their program, and people do whatever they want to do. I mean, everybody's got to run their program the way they see fit. And satellite programs or camps are not new. This stuff's been going on forever. It's just the ACC and SEC we've not participated in that. And so when the rule went national, and then it got revoked or whatever, now it's open to everybody. That doesn't change anything for us. And again, what other people want to do, that's their business. I mean, I'm going to run Clemson and focus on what we got to do and things that I believe in. So let's say that first and foremost. To each his own. But just as a whole, I'm very much against satellite camps because I think as football coaches, we should do everything that we possibly can do to keep our recruiting scholastic, because we're the only sport left out there that is set up that way, whereas all of our recruiting is done on our campus and on the high school campus. And I don't think it's good when you start getting third parties involved and things like that. And I think the other big thing for me is I don't know what people are doing with their time. I mean, my coaches are on the road for 5 weeks. 5 weeks every day. Like right now, Thursday the 12th, I've got all my coaches out at satellite camps, and they're watching football practice right now. So they're gone for 5 weeks. They can go anywhere they want to go. They're watching football practices. They're watching track meets. They're getting grades. They're assessing character. They're doing all this evaluation for 5 weeks. And now they're going to come off the road, and I got to take them on the road again for 2 more weeks to do what we're supposed to be doing the last 5 weeks. That's just my own personal opinion. And at the end of the day, for me, it all comes back to they got to come to Clemson. I mean, we're going to go and we're going to evaluate and we're going to do all the things that we need to do as a program to assess a young man's ability and whether or not he's a fit for our program. But at the end of the day, they got to come to Clemson, whether it's unofficially or they come to a camp. And if they're not going to do that, if it's too inconvenient to do that, well, they're not coming for 4 years. It's kind of my deal on that. But the biggest problem that I have with the satellite camps is there's no restrictions, there's no parameters, like none. So, I mean, I could go to South Beach and have a satellite camp and maybe have Beyonce perform at halftime or something. I mean, why not? Because there's no rules, there's no parameters, and so I just think that it's just one of those things that eventually people will get their arms around. But it doesn't affect us at all at Clemson. I mean, we have 4,000 kids coming to camp, 4,000, and we're very fortunate, very blessed. Not everybody is going to get that amount of kids on their campus, and I understand that, but everybody's getting evaluated, that's for sure, and especially in today's world. So we're looking forward to having our camps for a couple weeks in June and coaching football. That's what we do, and that's why our camps have grown. We coach football. We don't do combines, we coach, and from second grade up to seniors. It's a lot of fun to be a part of it.
What are your thoughts on the ACC instituting the instant replay deal at Greenville?
The collaborative deal, kind of the home base, if you will. I think it's fine. I mean, we're all for it as coaches, and that I think at the end of the day, you just want to get it right. I don't think really anything's really changing drastically because everybody still has replay at the site, but I think there were a few instances last year where if there had been a central command, if you will, they probably would have maybe overruled it or jumped in and gotten involved. And so we'll see how it goes. But I think the main thing is just get it right. I mean, I think that's the biggest thing. So it's just an effort to try to do just that.
Where are you at with the off-season process right now? Where are the kids on campus again?
They came back yesterday, and today and tomorrow are still what we call discretionary time, but we start full bore on Monday. So Monday we'll start our mandatory, 100% off-season program, and all of them will be there. There's a team meeting on Monday, and Coach Batson will start the grind and get them going. So there's good energy and excitement in our team right now. I think they're looking forward to getting back together. They had a nice little break, a couple weeks there. They had all had about 10 to 14 days off. A couple of them had a little bit more than that, depending on their finals. So they had a nice break, and I think they're all ready to get back and really truly get this transformation phase of our journey, off and running.